Hello everybody watching Varietistic on YouTube, and today we do have the two best mid-range phones in Metro PCS, the nice Samsung Galaxy J7, and we have the bad boy, the LG G Stylo 2 Plus. Both phones are good, and a lot of people they have too many questions about the differences and which one they should pick. In this video I'm gonna help you out to take a right decision when you buy the phone. Without any further ado, let's get jump into it. Let's gonna also talk about the design briefly. Samsung Galaxy J7, very much like any other Samsung phones, same design language. Volume records from this side. You have the proximity sensor, the front-facing camera. You have home buttons, compassive buttons. They don't have virtual buttons. Speaker, flash, camera, all located on the back. So the phone will be back plastic, and the frame will be also plastic. Looks like a chrome, but it's not, but gives the phone very nice looking. The good things about this design that they added a flash for the front facing camera, and the phone it weighs 171 gram, and you have this guy here is much lighter, 146 gram. There's big difference. And the Samsung Galaxy it's thicker and than the LG Stylo 2 Plus. So we do have this design. Also LG recently they have a very standard design, but that phone has like a line with the middle color here. I believe it's a plastic, but you can tell. uh, Audio jack, microphone all be located on the bottom. Volume records and the power and the sensor scanner will be on the back as well. Flash, no laser autofocus, and you have a stylus in this device, which is the J7. It doesn't. And the speaker, the back is removable, and the battery is removable as well. I would give LG more points for that design. It's more innovative, and it's more even beautiful. The back has some textures, waves, and give more grip, and it's thinner and it's more sleek. In my opinion, it's more innovative than the Samsung Galaxy J7 design. In both phones we have the AMOLED versus the TFT IPS. What is going to be the difference? The size of screen will be smaller, 5.5, and we have 5.7, 268 for the PPI, 720p for the Samsung J7, and you have a 258 PPI 720p 5.7 inch display. And the view angle is good because it's IPS display. At the end of the day, you don't have two problems from the any view angle. The colors with the AMOLED it will be much better, and the LG, as you guys can see, the view angle is good. You have no problems. The resolution it's very good. That depends on what content you are watching on that. The only things I see that more vivid colors for the AMOLED display. That what's gonna make the difference. At the end of the day, both phones mid-range is not the high flagship ones, and you have 720p and PPI. Overall, it's not that high, but in my opinion, I don't have too much complaint about the display in both phones. I love both displays, and I can watch any content and enjoy it no matter what. In both phones, the speaker will be located on the back, so LG on the back, and the Samsung also will be on the back, so you don't have any front or from the bottom speaker, which is enhance the sound quality in the phone. So you have it over here on the back located. And I'm very disappointed with the speakers. They're not loud in both phone, but in my opinion, the LG just slightly louder. Quality sound system it's really bad. No, you can't hear no treble, no bass. But at the end of the day, these phones, the company they're trying to make it more affordable, so they're not gonna use high quality speakers. Let me leave you with this test. To have internal hardware like a processor, GPU, will be more important than louder speaker or minor features. In those phones we have octa-core processor, but one is going to be made by Snapdragon, will be 1.4, Snapdragon 430, and we have one made by Samsung. So Samsung, they optimize their chipset, will be 7580 chipsets. You have Mile for the GPU, and you have Adreno 505 for the LG Stylo 2 Plus. 2 gigabyte of RAM, as you guys can see over here, and 2 gigabyte of RAM. In my opinion, the RAM management is better with this LG Stylo than the Samsung. But the score here, if you can see the score, single core is not a huge difference, but the difference will be on the multi-core score. So when the phone starts using the second processors, you know, we have different processors actually for gaming and stuff like that, you will see that the Samsung will be faster opening the games and stuff like that. But the GPU, it's gonna manage the graphics, the frame rate and stuff like that. We're going to talk about this in just a little bit, but before we jump on that, I'll just mention that both phone 16 gigabyte internal storage. You can extend the phone by adding a memory card, 2 terabytes for the LG Stylo 2 and 128 gigabytes for the Samsung Galaxy Core Prime. I don't have any much of lagness or overheat problems. They're both snappy and they're doing a great job. Let me start with the Temple Run 2. So we'll see the J7, and then we're gonna jump on the Stylo. This game doesn't require a high graphics card, in my opinion, but what we're trying to look for, the frame, see how smooth, and it's super smooth. I have no any problems playing this game with the this phone, the J7. Let's gonna see this, the LG Stylo. It's very beautiful. I don't see lags or I don't see any frame drops at all. So this phone, it's because it's basic, it doesn't require high graphics, even if the graphics looks nice, but at the end is not high performance graphics. We'll jump to another game that's it require high graphics. We do have multi compact. So this multi compact in both phones. I'm gonna try to play it on phones, but let me just take the volume down. That would be okay. So we just need to focus on the graphics performance. It's hard to see any of the difference actually. Same frame rate, very smooth, no problems. So multi-compact, you can play it with no any problems over here. So those we may need to download a higher game performance like GTA, just to tell which phone gonna eventually perform better than the other one. So but multi-compact is required high graphics card, but I don't see any of the huge difference here in the frame rate or the graphics card. They're both doing a great job. So these two phones, they're actually very optimized for the graphic card and the processor, and you can play any games in my opinion with no lagness or no problem. Both phone running Android 6.0.1, which is Marshmallow, so both phone up to date. This is the latest operating system we have. Maybe in the future we're gonna see Android N on both phones, so nobody knows, but right this moment there is no other Android version anymore. So in these phones, we're just gonna talk about features on the software. No app drawer for the LG. LG does have some features like you can make the screen smaller so you can navigate in one hand. I didn't find this feature on the J7 Metro PCS variant, which is in my opinion it's very cool. The Samsung at the same time you can just double click on the home button and you can go to the camera. LG they have absolutely shortcuts by holding the volume down, anything like that, but right now let me see if I can do it twice. I do have the fingerprint reader, but still, even if you have fingerprint, you can just double tap on the volume down and it will take you over there. I'm not here to review the features, but we just want to show the differences between the two phones. No screen mirroring. You have LED notification lights, only one color. No LED notification. You have NFC in both phones, so the both phone they will support Android Pay. You have multitasking with the LG Stylo, where you can actually have two applications, but very much they're gonna be stock application. Not like Samsung doesn't even have that features, so this is another good advantage. Software improvement, more improved with the LG than the J7. J7 is just like a basic. You don't have the S, even you don't have S voice, so less features in the phone. With the phone it's fast, great, and everything. If you're not looking for features, stuff like that, you don't. In Samsung, for instance, you don't have knock on the screen like the LG did have the knock on screen, but because they have the fingerprint sensor, you have a fingerprint scanner, which is give more security to the phone. Some people they don't want to like put a pin. Maybe somebody else will notice what they did, so they can easily access. Now I can just put my finger. I show you I'm putting my finger and you will never access to my phone because I have the fingerprint, and it does work fine with no any problems. But if you need more features, in my opinion, I will give a point for the LG over the J7. Now the battery performance. As numbers, we have 2900 milliamp hour for the LG Stylo 2 Plus, and we have 3000 milliamp hour. So they're about like 100 milliamp hour. You can't even mention that numbers. But let's gonna talk about my experience. My experience about the battery. No, I realized that the LG drained the battery faster than the Samsung. Even the Samsung, they got the AMOLED display. It's better. AMOLED display helps even more than the TFT to reduce the power consumption. That because the pixel it lights up. If you have a black pixel, for instance, it's gonna be no light. With the TFT or the LCD, you have lights all around. That means you have lights to light up everything over here. But the pixel, it doesn't light up, and this is what makes the AMOLED display consume less power. And because most of 50% of the power usage is through the display, especially when you go high brightness or something. And even because the screen is more bright, I don't like to go full bright on the Samsung J7 because the screen kind of washed out with the LG G Stylo, so I have to go the brightness all the way up so I can see even outdoor or something like that. LG is a good battery, so you guys don't take me wrong. I'm not saying bad anything about it, but I say about my experience, I have noticed, and I have mentioned that the LG, it could be 3 hours to 4 hours maximum screen on time, but you can get up to 4 to 5 hours screen on time on the J7. The reason why, maybe the display optimization system, etc., but in both phones, don't worry much about battery will give you very good performance overall. Finally, I'm going to be talking about camera in both phones. I'm not going to talk about camera in details, but I'm going to give you my opinion and what I believe. The Samsung Galaxy J7 has a better camera, especially if you are using the HDR, because HDR helps to fix the colors when you go outside for too many reasons. You have modes. You can have a professional mode, beauty face mode on the main camera. So you have HDR, sport mode and stuff like that. So you have more options, and the camera in general even better. The front facing camera, you have 5 megapixel and you have real flash here, so it does help big time. Beauty face mode, red eye mode, all exist. You have face beauty mode for the face camera with the LG. Very much you have HDR, absolutely, very much everything organized, full HD in both front and the back camera. If you guys want to see more details about the camera, you can just check my full review for each phone. You guys gonna be able even to see samples. I have made a separate video for sample picture for the LG for the Samsung J7. Overall, both camera, they're very good. 13 megapixel, guys, does also focus. 5 megapixel on the front, does support skin with a beauty face and stuff like that. So, and for that price, that would be a good camera, and I don't have too much of complaint about it. But I would give more advantage for the Samsung J7. Let's then come to the conclusion. Which phone you want? LG Stylo 2 Plus or the Samsung Galaxy J7? Let me just make it very simple to you. If you're looking for security, go with the LG Stylo 2 Plus. Why? Because you have fingerprint scanner. If you would like to have a bigger screen, 5.7, so this one has 5.7 display. If you have need for stylus pen with that features LG give you, go with the LG. If you would like to spend less money, also the LG will be cheaper for you. Now let's gonna come to the other hand. We have the J7. It has a flash, improve the quality of the pictures nighttime or low light, big time. You have a higher camera performance, and you have super AMOLED display and better optimization for the battery, and this is gonna be your choice to go with the J7. Which phone I give credit? I don't give credit to any one of these phones. Both are good phones. I will give credit to two phones. I love both phones. I have no problem using both phones. Have very good features and everything you want, but you will decide which one you want based about everything we have mentioned in that comparison. That was very much it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more. I will catch you in my next one.